Green Day Warning 25th Anniversary Edition. I wasn't even going to buy this box set. As a certain Tiger King would say, I am never going to financially recover from this or the box set that came from. I can't show that to you right now because it's underneath the laptop that I'm using to stack. Anyway, I spent a lot of money on Green Day vinyl, Green Day CDs. And like I said, I was not going to purchase this, but Amazon reduced the price by 65% on release day. So I'm sorry to all you suckers that paid $50 for this. It's not worth $50. It's worth $17 though. I got it for less than the price of a standard disc. St. Jimmy rules! I never liked you either. I made a massive video about Warning and how Green Day crafted it from a huge variety of musical influences. But in today's video, we're talking about the 25th Anniversary Deluxe Edition, discussing the differences in the tracks, as well as my lame opinions about such things. The 12 tracks of Warning are remastered, which I played them side by side over and over, and it sounds exactly the same to me on a laptop, on a stereo, in the car, on my phone. It sounds like Warning. I didn't go, wow, that's loud, or anything crazy like that. Audio files with fancy sauce equipment. Let me know how it sounds to you. If there are any differences, I'd like to know what they are, because I didn't hear a thing. Mastering did nothing for me, but now there's more music. 6 seconds more of music on the original album. Wow! Some songs are a tiny bit longer, some are the same length, but there's far more interesting things than you watching me counting sheep but running out. As far as these extra seconds, like they shaved off a little bit here and there. On my own, here we go. There's no drastic changes to our dearly beloved Warning album. It's all here. It sounds great. As for highlights and lowlifes of this disc, the title track is perhaps the weakest song on the album. I've always felt that way. That was never a single that I really gravitated to or connected with. It's a good song. But Warning is just, it's not, it's just doesn't have, it is what it is, right? It's a bumper sticker, narrative. It's a little bit basic beyond that. The lyrical idea is pretty darn good. And Church on Sunday is a straight up banger. So the title track is the weakest link. Church on Sunday is perhaps the most straight banger of all the banging. Or could be a gay banger like Bobby Socks, you know? Warning might not sound like it on the guitars, but it's got American Idiot vibes. Each song is a story, an epic pilgrimage across a land of Tamagotchis, Furby demons in your closet, PlayStation 2s, and Bill Clinton. In fact, you could say that Bill Clinton is to Warning what George W. Bush is to American Idiot. I'm not sure why you would say that, but you could say that. Actually, there's a whole other video that could be made about that, right? George Bush Sr. was president during 39 Smooth era, and maybe I will do a video about who was president during each Green Day album cycle and see how it affected things. The arc of the Warning narrative shifts from snapshots of people's lives, like they're people in the Good Riddance music video, to a more introspective, real-life human being named Jilly Bo Legweek. As we get to the booty cheek side of the album, Church on Sunday gives us an early glimpse of this. And hey, hey-o, if you swap Church on Sunday and Jackass, Warning might actually be split down the middle in two sections: character studies and a real journey into the innermost feelings of Jilly Bo Legweek himself. Billy Joe Legweek, or Jilly Bo Armstrong, he's hopeful, annoyed, and learning about patience, living as an outcast in some aspects of his life. He wants to be a minority. And on Macy's Day Parade, which has ruined me on how the parade is actually referred to in real life as the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade or Macy's Parade, nobody else says it like Jilly Bo Legweek. On this closing track, Billy confronts some pretty lessons he's learned from life and me and you. He's done with all the false sense of happiness, and there is hope at the end of this album that segues into the rage and the love and the fiery fierceness of American Idiot. Wow. That is loud if you think about it. Blood, Sex, and Booze recalls Prosthetic Head with its use of sound effects and how that really adds to the atmosphere of Green Day's catalog, while Fashion Victim and Castaway are a little closer to the Green Day of days since past, days gone by, as the Offspring would say. Hold On was written to help with the passing of a friend, and shows the optimism that's often intertwined with grief and sarcasm on most of Green Day's albums. Minority, with its flippant F-bomb towards the moral majority, a group tied to the Republican Party. If you're a Warning hater, definitely come back to this album and see what you've been missing. This is an album jam-packed with emotion and depth. And yes, there are acoustic, jangly guitars, and the electric guitars are reined in a bit. They are here, and they're rocking. They're very streamlined, but they're in there. They're in the mix. It's not all acoustic guitars. Clearly, this is a 5 out of 5 album lyrically, and even as a Green Day obsessed nerd, I can see how maybe the music is not quite what fans wanted it to be. I can almost see how fans feel that way, but I don't, okay? I feel like the music on this record is great. It's perfect. To my ears, Warning is up there with American Idiot, Nimrod, and Shenanigans is going to get thrown here for good measure, too. I feel like that's like, for me, that's the holy grail of Green Day goodness. You guys can just bow down and worship Dookie. I'm not buying the deluxe Dookie box set, okay? You guys can buy that if you want to, but you're wrong. Dookie is okay. Dookie's good. Dookie is good. But American Idiot, Nimrod, Warning, and Shenanigans, that's what I'm about. And also, while I've got you all riled up and you're typing your mean comments there about Dookie, and chronology's a bitch, ain't she? Because we're going out of order, I'm going out of order, and talking about Disc 3, the live album, because we got to get that out of the way, because that's the worst part of box sets. I do not want live tracks. But this one is interesting on here because we get a freaking 2-minute and 50-second saxophone solo on this father of all live albums. Damn! A nearly 3-minute saxophone solo. What the hell? I spent way too much time comparing the set list from Green Day's March 21st, 2001 show, where I noticed the order of the songs were different, and Church on Sunday and When I Come Around were performed but not recorded in any capacity. There's some fine print over on setlist.fm about those songs in particular not being filmed or recorded. No reason is given. It's a pretty epic set list with Green Day's entire catalog being represented. That's what I obsess over. And Billy fortuitously emulating John Lydon of the Sex Pistols the entire show. Ayo, he keeps doing right. Ayo. I would have loved to have been at this show, but due to time dilation and timey-wimey stuff, I would have probably been in English class or English, math, or science class while this show was going down. Live albums, as I mentioned earlier, are notoriously my least favorite part of box sets. But this show almost makes up for the box set not having any unreleased songs that we haven't heard before, which is now what we're going to be talking about with Disc 2. I had to save the best for last because Disc 2 is where it's at. This is why we buy the box sets. Actually, no, I actually bought this one for the book. The booklet that gives all the little secrets that I'm not going to tell you. But Disc 2. While Green Day aren't giving away any secret tracks on this thing, this album is worth its weight in CD gold. And the demos contained within surprised me, actually. Billy Joe usually brings songs to Green Day almost completely fleshed out. Like Mike and Trey are just playing the parts over what Billy has already created. But a few of these Warning demos are actually kind of unfinished and scrappy, particularly Misery and Jackass, which sound as if Billy had either zero lyrics when banging out these demos or he didn't remember them while performing, because he's straight up doing scat vocals on these two songs. And yes, I like this because usually Billy's demos are so completed that there's almost no point in Mike and Trey even being in the band. Stuff Me in a Coffin 10% more free. The Otis mixes of Waiting and Macy's Day Parade are interesting but a little off-putting. I'm so used to the original version that changing them up just makes my ears go, huh? Waiting sounds basically the same, but with some orchestral flourishes, and Billy's rip-roaring some extra chords throughout the song. But Macy's Day Parade, they put in some cowbell and some orchestra smushed over top of that original acoustic jangle. And while it sounds cool and different, it's really throwing me for a loop. Will I get past that feeling as I listen to this version more and more? I hope I do, but it's really uncomfortable at this point, this early on. It just doesn't feel right. Outsiders, Scumbag, and Suffocate are all from Shenanigans, but hey, they're basically leftovers from this album, so I guess they deserve to be here too. And it's nice that Green Day's cover of Don't Want to Know If You're Lonely has an official release. I've been wanting to stream that, and it's been kind of one of those that have been absent from the streaming party. And Pop Rocks and Coke, it needs more love, so glad to have that as well. Pop Rocks and Coke, this one's for you, Johnny. The early version of Maria, yeah, it's a fully fleshed out demo. It sounds exactly the same. Billy's vocals are a little bit fuzzier on it, but it's a great little bop. It's good to be included as well. Green Day's sixth album, Warning, is the bridge to Suburbia, where St. Jimmy falls into the city by the bay. And if you've got a little extra money, it's definitely worth picking up this nice little box set. Mr. Worley says it's a 5 out of 5.